Yo, I don't know how many days left, around 140 to 141, somewhat. Uh, that number, somewhere around that number of days would have left and would have been left. Sometimes the filter of, if the grammar is wrong or right goes away, and I do not even know if what I'm speaking is right. Today was, I had planned it to be, I had thought that it's Thursday today, and I thought the Wednesday would have been the day of progress reporting or progress tracking, right? But I couldn't do it, and I think I should be doing this on paper because I have the goals for the next 3 days. Because and after 15 days or after 14 days from now, I have to leave for some sort of vacation that I'm going to visit some other city for some reason, and I want to make substantial progress till then and avoid all distractions. Do not go out, not eat unhealthy, and not sit idle or not sit in a place that I know I should leave. I will always regret spending time in that, because right now, even today, some people had come to my room, and it was, and after a point in time, I just wanted them to go away, and I did not know how to tell that to them. So I wasted a lot of my time. I had come back from library, and I had a pretty okay day because I was very exhausted, but I still got shit done. And I thought I would come to room and maybe do complete the deployment part, make a little more progress in that, and then focus on the other aspects of life that I've jotted down that I had to do. But I couldn't, and I was just busy with them because they weren't sitting in my room. So yeah, that is how it is right now, and I feel like these 3 days goals will really be helping me, and are really helpful in making, keeping the right pace. And also reading the book, The Art of Focus. I read the book The Art of Focus by Dan Code during my class today, and it I think reading is the best activity in this world. Not for the activity itself, but the information that it can expose you to. Reading good books, and because it soothes my anxiety of finding the answers, and it gives me some direction. It gives me some sense of solace in the life that I'm leading right now. And that life might not be that of achievements or accomplishments, but at least it's in terms of direction, or in terms of holding the questions. I feel like, oh, I'm at least holding the right questions and I'm moving in the right direction. So yep. And I had noticed that I was much more in control of my pace of speaking after yesterday's session of speaking well and speaking clearly. And today, while I was talking to Ryan, I could articulate much better. But I was talking to Saransh right now, and I couldn't really come up with a lot of cool or elegant stuff to say. And I feel like, I need a lot of practice. I need a lot of practice in the real world circumstances where I have to hold my ground, and I am under pressure, and I am under the eyes of a lot of people where it matters. And then under those circumstances, under that pressure, can I hold my horses or not? Can I hold this cadence? Can I hold this presence of, like, control over my speech in terms of pronunciation, in terms of speed? Because these are the two biggest hurdles that I face. And also in terms of sentence structure, because I realized people think I'm a good presenter, even and maybe I am better than the average person, but I need a lot of preparation. And sometimes, even while speaking with preparation, I just start making up sentences because I am just in the middle of the center of attention. So I'm in the middle of a lot of pressure because there's a lot of attention on me, and I have to speak and I have to fill in the gap. I do not have to, because it's in my mind, I'm just rushing through it. I do not want to. I do not have the guts to hold a pause or think properly or to articulate sentences. Then sometimes just to fill in the gaps, I will speak stupid sentences which do not make sense, which are not grammatically correct or sensical in that sense. They would just be filled with the keywords that I've just learned about the subject and some random framing. So I don't think that's a good approach. I think that's a terrible approach that gives a very wrong idea of who I am. That is one of the worst things, that it makes me feel like, or it makes other feel like, that I do not know English or I do not know how to speak properly, which is not something I'm aiming for. On the other hand, I'm aiming for being a really good speaker, a really good writer, a really good thinker, that can think on the go, that can articulate his problems, that can articulate what whatever he puts his mind on. I want to be a deep thinker, and I want to be a clear thinker. I feel, but honestly, I'm feeling much better in my control over the way I speak. I And also, I've seen people who speak well, and I know that they speak really, really slow. Like I saw Ryan explaining things to someone, to Saransh and Simran, and Ryan was really slow, and it was I got a little impatient. I was like, "Speak fast, bro. Explain fast." But then I realized it is only me, because I do things like these really fast. Also, I have to make a note of noticing my pace and speed, especially during calls and during voice recordings, because I'm thinking on the go and I have a lot to speak, and it is in that moment that I rush a lot, and I should not be that way. So I was recording a voice note for Harshit, or I was talking to my mother, and even my mother pointed out that speak slowly, speak clearly, and she has been doing this for years, and yes, I have been listening to this for years, and I've been trying to, maybe not as actively as I am doing right now, because right now at least I'm sitting every day, or sitting at regular intervals, speaking into the camera, and uh, keeping an eye, or keeping my attention on the way I speak to make it better. I think I'll have to have this habit in, like, I will have to have this awareness throughout my day as I go through it, and to speak clearly and to speak in sentences which are formed at a go. Like, I should only speak a sentence when I've completely formed it, and I should not have filler words, or I should not form half sentences and then pivot and then act like oh, and then speak stupidly. I think the biggest advantage I'm gonna have is to speak slowly and only formed sentences, and formed sentences take time to be formed. So therefore, I'll speak slowly and clearly and well thought out. And speaking less, I think, gives you a lot of authority as well. So yes, that is it. I would like to conclude on the basis of what I've said, that I'll have to think clearly before speaking. I have to make sure that I've thought out the statement I'm going to make. I've thought out the sentence that I'm going to make and the direction, and only then I speak. Because a lot of times, just to fill in the silence, I'll speak a few words, and then conjure up what I have to say next to it once I've spoken the few words, which is not right. It does not make a lot. It does not make sense a lot of times. So yeah, I've started to become more aware of my shortcomings and my pitfalls and where I slip, and I think this practice will help me get exponentially better in the way I speak. And I wanted to do the review thing today. Maybe let's review somewhat. Yes, I should go to the library as soon as possible. I should not sit, and I should excuse myself from places that I know I will regret spending time from. This is especially in the case of friends that I'm sitting with somehow, and I just have to comply to the fact that I'm sitting there. I have to participate in it, as long as the majority of the people do not decide to disperse. It should not be that way. I should have my priorities and I should focus on them, and also have in mind, because a lot of people are seeing me prepare right now, and they must have expectation that I will do a lot, or I will achieve something, and I must, मेरा तो होना ही चाहिए, ऐसा सोचते होंगे. But I know how effectively, or how efficiently I'm able to accomplish it in library. So I should keep that in mind and try to be a little more efficient, because otherwise बाद में ताने मिलेंगे कि इतना पढ़ रहा था कुछ नहीं हुआ. तो इसलिए I think that should keep that in mind. So I should go to the library promptly, do not wake late in night, and do not come to the room to housekeep and just sleep and wake up early. Excuse myself from the mehfils and from the meeting settings where I know I should not be here. I should just excuse myself, just tell tell them to, I'm going to read a book, or I'm going to do something else, I'm going to sort something, I'm going to read a book. Read a book is a very good example. And then excuse yourself, and then save your time and sleep early. I think these are the things. And the learning part, I think for the next 3 days I have the goal of deploying both the projects, and then starting and then doing the analyst project getting it done, so that I will get back into that path, and then I'll have DSA side by side, and revision of analytics, statistics and shit like that, so that I will have a grip on that. Except that I do not know how else to go, but I think having one goal in mind and then chipping towards it, having a central boulder to tackle and chipping towards it each day, hammering it, gives you a lot of sense of control over your life, autonomy, and I think that's really helpful in feeling that you are living a meaningful life. Anyways, that is my 10 minutes today. I had to speak free flow and speak slowly. From tomorrow, I think I might practice speaking extremely slow, so that this is exaggeratingly slow. Like, This is not how I would want to speak in real life, but I'm speaking extremely slow right now just to practice, to get habituated to this pace, and my mouth getting habituated to speaking like this, and my muscles practicing these movements again and again with my consciousness, with conscious thought, with voluntary effort, so that this becomes my default state. So when I'm actually speaking in the real life, I speak in a much more calm sense, in a calm manner. And I will also have to improve my vocabulary and sentence formation, sentence structure, and pronunciation. But I think all of this will improve with the speed thing. So I should improve my speaking. Bye bye.